Okay, I've tried to do a video a couple of times and I've just deleted it. I'm very irritable and unhappy and depressed and overwhelmed because there are a lot of different things happening right now. But I am in need of help. I'm always in need of help. And I can help you with other things too, but I can't access even the smallest core of motivation or initiative lately because I don't have things to look forward to. My hope is dwindling. I need a place to live, and soon, I'm hoping within the next week and a half, I will have funds which will help me with being able to secure a place. But after that, the sustainability of that place just goes kind of out because I have so many different things that I need to do. I need to finish working on a resume and apply for jobs that align with my core values enough, and that are also understanding enough of the fact that I am currently nursing a medico situation, which oftentimes makes me mostly useless. And I'm reminded of a story that I overheard about how you can tell that a civilization is a civilization, that you can tell by the fact that there is a person, a part of that civilization who cannot actually work, who is being cared for. And there are more details with that. The nature of the injury, which made it such that the person couldn't work. But that's really where we're at right now. And I'm so filled with jealousy and bitterness right now that I don't know how to get out of this. Because so many of the things that are happening are things that I warned people about. And the things that happened to me over the winter were preventable. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't necessarily tell you how bad it is. How do you get started telling somebody how bad it is when it's so bad that you can't? Because I don't want to overwhelm anybody else. I don't want anybody else to have to feel the pain or the anguish or the anxiety or just the overwhelming lack of faith and hope that we're actually going to get out of this, even though I'm over here knowing how to get out of here, knowing that options exist, knowing that I can create hope, and just not being able to because I don't care. I care too much. I cared too much about other people who really it's not that they don't care about me, it's that they don't care about me in the same way. They haven't been to the bottom. They've never experienced the absence and loss and grief that I feel all of the time. For small things and big things alike. My brain is one of my greatest assets and one of my greatest enemies. And there is nothing that I can really do that I haven't been actively trying to do to actually solve the problem, which isn't even a problem. That's just the only way in language that we've figured out to talk about stuff. The problems that I have are that I have been houseless for pretty much all of this year. I mean, I've been in locations, but there was never any sustainable option of me continuing to be in those places, even though I did what I always do, which is try to turn it into my home once I got a level of comfort and a feeling of safety. Just the tiniest little bit of complacency. I tried to get into all of these different things that I wanted to do, and then I failed again and again and again. I want to throw up my arms and just be done. And the only reason why I'm not doing that is because I love people. I love people so much that I know in the millions of different ways that I could find to try and actually end my life, my loss would be the kind of wave that makes tsunamis. And I don't want that. So I'm over here hanging on to a thread and so many different people have tried to listen to me, tried to help, but that's the thing. We don't know how to help with the core problems. Because if I tell you that the help that I need is to have an actual family defined in that way, because you can always just go stay with your mom. She's got room in her basement. You can store your stuff there and figure it out. And that's not true for so many people. We don't know where bottom is, and we don't really understand how you get to bottom, and it's not as hard as people think it is. Anyway, this is a long video, longer than I wanted it to be. I probably didn't even talk about any of the things that I actually wanted to talk about. And hey, if I don't post it, no one ever gets to see this. But I feel like I should just go ahead and post this one, since I'm being honest. I just want you to know that if you are someone who loves me, that I'm angry with you, because your love has been absent. And maybe you've been trying to love me from afar, but I can't feel it. I'm too far gone over the edge, at least today. And I want you to know that if I've let you down, that I'm probably holding on to it too. That if I've hurt you in some way, you better believe that I think about it. If not every day, frequently enough for it to remain a fresh wound. And that if you've done the same to me, if you've hurt me, if you've betrayed me, if you've not been there that one time that I needed you, after saying that you would always be there, that I held on to that. And I try to get rid of it. Trying to be the bigger person. When I have been dealt some of the worst cards in history. What we are doing right now is not sustainable. I'm so done with transactional situations and all of the fighting that's happening. People are locked away inside of their own worlds, fighting with other people who aren't even anywhere close to them. Meanwhile, the places where they can't actually make a difference are being neglected or ignored, cut off. Anyway, I should be going off to try and do something. Eat some food. Not be alone. Go make other people's dreams come true instead of my own. Push as many temporary fixes into one space as I can. And hope. I want to stop lying. So if you see me, don't ask me how I'm doing. Stop asking me how I'm doing. How do you think I'm doing? I'm black. I'm houseless. Half of my family has been trying to hide the things that they are uncomfortable about talking because it exposes the mistakes that they made, that they regret, and the fact that they largely abandoned me by not maintaining communication and connection. The other half of the family is still trying to rely upon a religion that has its basis in using the oppression of people as a unifying force while not actually helping to solve the problem itself, because it's still just teaching hate and isolation. And I'm so done. I don't want to go to parties where I get to hang out with people who are doing so much better than me. Why is that fun? So leave me on the side of the road to die. But stop stopping the car and pulling over and asking how I'm doing. Because any answer that I give you is always going to be based in some sort of an emotional response. So if I'm happy to see you because you're somebody who I love, and I love being around you because you actually provide energy that makes me feel better and slightly more able to try and tackle what's going on inside of my world and the world and all of our worlds, then I maybe am not going to respond in the same way as I will when it's somebody who's literally holding on to the things that I need. Because I don't really have enough money to afford it. Because I don't have the proper face. Because I'm too open and honest about the things that I do enjoy. Because I'd rather have a semblance of privacy. That I don't have any issue with the knowledge of what it is that I'm doing in private. But if you're not there to do the thing with me, then by all means, please stop being so upset that it's happening. I want you to know something. Last winter, I went without heat multiple times. I used a little buddy heater to heat a cabin that was already not very efficient spatially for the heating device that it had. I went without having the promise of food, the promise of electricity, the promise of stability. I'm so tired. I just want to be somewhere warm, comfortable, and safe. Where I get to still have my dignity as well. Because that is the thing. It's not that I can't go to a shelter, that I can't figure out some place for me to go, but that my dignity, feeling like I'm actually a human, that people care. Because they don't. They're too preoccupied with their dogs, too preoccupied with their own families, to realize the person who has tried to stay away from their family because to deal with their family involves navigating layers of toxicity that those people that don't have anywhere to turn to can't just turn to you. Bring all this baggage to your door. So, I guess I'll go find somewhere to eat food, be warm. It'll probably cost me a solid $40. That's not to mention all of the gas. And for what? To do what at the end?